Imagine looking up at the night sky and realizing that thousands of tiny satellites are orbiting above you right now. Not for military use, not for science experiments, but to bring you internet directly from space. This is Starlink, a project by SpaceX, and it has completely changed the way people think about connectivity. For the first time in history, fast internet is no longer tied to cables under the ocean or cell towers on the ground. Instead, it comes from a constellation of low Earth orbit satellites, covering almost every corner of the planet. For someone living in a city, this might sound like science fiction, or even unnecessary. After all, in urban areas we already have blazing fast fiber internet and powerful 5G networks on our phones. But for millions of people in remote villages, mountains, deserts, or at sea, Starlink is not just internet. It's a revolution. It brings online education to children who never had access, it powers remote hospitals, it keeps ships connected in the middle of oceans, and it even helps armies stay online in war zones when all other communication fails. Of course, satellite internet itself is not new. We've been using satellites for communication since the 1960s. Traditional satellite internet providers, like HughesNet or Viasat, use satellites parked in what's called geostationary orbit. That's about 36,000 kilometers above Earth. From that height, a single satellite can cover an entire continent. Pretty efficient, right? But there's a catch. The signal has to travel all the way up there and back again, creating huge delays. Latency often reaches around 600 milliseconds. That's fine for checking email, but video calls feel awkward, gaming becomes frustrating, and real-time applications almost impossible. Now, here comes a new approach. Low Earth orbit satellites, or LEO satellites. Instead of sitting way up at 36,000 kilometers, these satellites fly much closer, just 500 to 1200 kilometers above Earth. Because they're closer, the signal delay drops dramatically. Latency falls to around 20 to 40 milliseconds. That's almost like your home broadband connection. The trade-off is that each LEO satellite covers a smaller patch of Earth. So instead of just a handful, you need thousands of satellites to blanket the entire planet. And that is exactly what companies like SpaceX with Starlink, OneWeb, and Amazon's Project Kuiper are working on. Starlink is the most advanced in this race. SpaceX has already launched more than 6,000 satellites, forming a mega constellation around the Earth. These satellites talk to small user terminals, nicknamed Dishy, because of the dish-shaped antenna. The terminal automatically aligns itself with passing satellites, while the satellites connect back to ground stations that link into the global internet. The result is fast, relatively low latency internet delivered directly from space, available almost anywhere. Let's talk numbers for a second. A typical Starlink satellite orbits at about 550 kilometers altitude and circles the Earth at over 27,000 kilometers per hour. Latency is usually between 20 and 50 milliseconds, and speeds range from 50 megabits per second to over 250 megabits, depending on location and demand. That's enough for HD streaming, video calls, and even online gaming in many cases. So what's the cost of all this? To start using Starlink, you'll need the Starlink kit. That includes the dish, the router, and all the necessary cables. This is a one-time equipment cost, often several $100s. On top of that, there's the monthly subscription fee, usually between $90 to $120, depending on your country. And when you first sign up, there may also be a small activation or registration fee. Compared to fiber or mobile data, Starlink is definitely more expensive. But remember, this isn't designed to compete in cities where cheaper options already exist. It's designed for people who otherwise would have zero connectivity. For them, it's not just worth it, it's priceless. Now, of course, Starlink has its challenges. Because it's wireless from space, heavy rain or snow can sometimes cause brief interruptions. The equipment is still more expensive than a regular router, And as thousands of satellites are launched, astronomers worry about the sky becoming crowded, or even the risk of orbital debris. But despite these concerns, the progress has been incredible. With every launch, coverage expands, speed improves, and costs slowly move down. Looking ahead, Starlink and other systems are already testing laser inter-satellite links. This allows satellites to pass data between each other directly, instead of bouncing everything back to Earth. The result: faster, more efficient, and more resilient internet, a true space-based mesh network. So, is Starlink worth it? The answer depends on who you are and where you live. If you're in a city with fiber internet, probably not. Fiber is cheaper, faster, and more stable. If you're covered by 5G, that might also serve your needs better. But if you live in a rural, remote, or underserved area, Starlink might be the only realistic way to get reliable, high-speed internet. And for those people, it's a game changer. Internet from space is no longer just science fiction. It's here, it's growing, and it's changing lives in real time. The sky is no longer the limit. In fact, the sky has become the world's newest internet provider. Thank you for watching. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, would you pay extra for internet directly from space, or is fiber and 5G enough for you?